We're about to start this thing up, man. Momentarily, we're about to start this thing up. How you guys doing today? So, here we are. And I am so tired, man. We didn't wrap up until we started late on this crazy thing and we wrapped up, but I got home like at 4 o'clock this morning. It's currently 9 o'clock. I'm gonna shout some of you guys out. So the commercial that I worked on, you guys ever heard of the Nest? So it's cameras and that kind of stuff. It operates your AC, all that kind of stuff. So the scene is a Prius, James Best, a Prius. And, here I come with a semi truck, smacking the Prius. So it should be pretty cool, when it all comes together. So Alex is first, but he was first at 4 o'clock this morning. I'm not sure Alex is even here. Shout out to all the members, Oh, snap. There you go. Roach is one of my members. What up? Adam is one of my members. What up, Truck It? Doing good. Went and closed on a new rental property in Florida. There you go, man. There you go. Just be careful, man. As long as they're... So we're gonna talk a little bit about that too. So I'm glad you brought that up, Truck It. Then I got my mods. I got Quick up in the building. I got James up in the building. Now, what up, Don? How you doing, Don? What up, Trucker XT21? What up, the Super? So I'm gonna play a little clip with old Dave, but I'm not on Dave no more, man. But I just want to do this little clip, just to be fun. I wasn't trying to cut his head off on this one. But the crazy thing with Dave that I realized before I get to my meat of this video, right, is Dave acts like he don't watch nobody but goddamn it, but you can always tell when he watches one of your, any of you guys, you can tell when he watches one of your videos, right? But the one thing he did learn is, like, stay in his lane, bro. Let coach do coach. You know what I'm saying? Stay in your lane. But I'm gonna play this little clip. The crazy thing is, who do you know? And by the way, I put the link. It's pinned on top. So if anybody wants to hit the link, you can do that too. We're gonna talk about engine rebuilds. We're gonna talk about real estate. A couple of things. I'm gonna try not to be on too damn long because I gotta be somewhere. Let's see how this plays out. But the crazy thing is how people can exaggerate and lie on YouTube, man. It's just like wild, right? Like James Best, he met my chick, right? So, and it's just funny, right? But let's play this, you understand? But who in the hell do you guys know? You have to look up at the sky to show your neck. Show us what you're talking about there, Dave, before we get to the meat of this video. And again, this is just for entertainment, man. I got no issues with this dude, man. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to do after this. I just thought this is funny. It's fucking Friday. Let's laugh a little. There's old Dave. There's old No Neck. Let's play it.
Trucker Dave, and I'm going live. No Neck Dave, see?
Looking at the sky.
Look at that. No Neck Dave. And yes, I'm heavy, I'm fat. Okay? Let's get that out of the way. So
we're not playing this whole video. I chopped this bitch up.
Because I'm fat. I'm heavy, I'm fat. Because I'm fat. You have a wife, as you can see. She's got clothes over there. I got clothes over there.
She's got the whole damn closet. And you're trying to tell me all the clothes you own is on 3 hangers.
She's got her
dress. This one's got 3 hangers talking about that's his clothes. Okay. And she's got the whole closet. We know who's running the house.
Yes, there I am, guys. There I am. And I'm in my Swift shirt. Why I'm in my Swift shirt? Because it's free.
And once.
Really quick, let me ask you guys a question. again, I'm not gonna go back and forth and debate with old Dave. I don't give a fuck. It's whatever. But I'm gonna just ask you guys a question. What up, Ray Garcia? Does Dave move like he makes 13,000 a week? I ain't saying he does or don't. I'm asking you folks. Does he move? I mean, every time he's live, he's on. He has a liquor store Swift T-shirt on. Like, I don't expect him to dress up, but goddamn, look, Swift is behind you, bro. Go to the liquor store and go get a white tee or something. But does he move like he makes 13,000 a week? I'm just asking. Put in the comments, even on the replay. Put in the comments. Does he move like he makes 13,000 a week?
And once again, a man loses his manhood driving a woman's car and happy about it.
The way I look at cars is the transportation. I don't really need anything special. You know, it gets me back and forth to the store to buy stuff. And I also have a MacBook Mini, and it's a great computer. It's nothing special like SoCal's son's computer, but it gets.
So you make $13,000 a week, and my son's got a better computer than you. I mean, if you're making $13,000 a week, I would think especially if you're using your computer for day trading and cryptoing and mining and all that shit you do, you got it. My son has mined Bitcoin, right? You need a badass computer to do shit. But he's got a factory ass fucking Mac laptop.
The job done. It fits the purposes that I use it for. If you listen to SoCal, and I didn't know all that problem, and he made up this big, huge story, and he may have congestive heart failure, which is what he said. But how can you drive a truck if you've had congestive heart failure? Some fly-by-night doctor to get his CDL. But once you have congestive heart failure, you're not supposed to drive, period, at all. I know once you've had the diagnosis of congestive heart failure, you can no longer carry a CDL, which is kind of amazing. That here I've got pictures up in the walls.
So you heard if you guys heard what he said, put a 1 in the chat. See, this is why you got to be really, truly, honestly, be careful who the fuck you listen to, because if you didn't look it up and you didn't know no better, you'd really think that RVT is doing some crooked DOT bullshit and getting fake medical cards and everything else. Or if you listen to him and let's say that happens to you, you automatically think you can't get your CDL or medical card or any of that stuff. But it says it right here. Yes, you can't get a CDL. It says it right here. Yes, you can get a CDL. But your boy is saying something different. Let me replay it. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear this. Can you guys hear this or not? Forgot to sound check this thing. I don't see no ones. I guess I'm about to look it up myself. Yeah, last thing I want to do is go through this shit. Okay, we got ones. Appreciate it. Last thing I want to do is do this shit. You guys can't hear shit. So now you saw where I put it up that yes, you can have a CDL. Yes. And then it's nothing real crazy. You just got to get evaluation and medical clearance, and that's it. And yes, your CDL is good. And this is why people make fun of motherfuckers on the internet and talk shit, because people are just loose at the mouth and don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I'm going to play it one more time for you folks.
He may have congestive heart failure, which is what he said. But how can you drive a truck if you've had congestive heart failure? Some, fly-by-night doctor to get his CDL. But once you have congestive heart failure, you're not supposed to drive, period, at all. I know once you've had the diagnosis of congestive heart failure, you can no longer carry a CDL. which is kind of amazing that here I've got pictures up on the wall, seashells, different things.
And that is the first time I've seen that little of a TV. God dang, it's about as small as that small little picture right above it.
This dude's worried about pictures and his goddamn TV. He's like, look like it's 12 inches. I got a watch screen bigger than this TV in the room. Like, you need to put on some glasses and binoculars and everything to lay on the bed and watch that goddamn TV. But that shit is crazy as fuck. Like, you're worried about pictures, and I didn't even know they make TVs that small. Did you guys know they make TVs that small? That's a small motherfucker right there. I didn't even know it was a TV in the beginning. Like, look at that motherfucker. Look at this shelf. The shelf is almost as big as this TV. Look at this shit. Like, what the fuck? Not knocking you, Dave. I'm just saying what I see, man. TV just threw me away. We're not going through this whole video, guys. It's like we got like maybe a minute of this shit left and it's over.
Little picture right above it.
It doesn't really look like a thing, like a place that you live. He's riding it to church with his wife on the back, but you don't ever see his wife. You never hear his wife talk, and yet he wants me to put my wife on the glass. And I'm not doing it, guys. I'm not putting my wife out there. If you want to go ahead and show your wife, but you had never have shown your wife. I met your wife.
Hey, sweetheart, have you ever met 404 Trucker Dave?
Who the hell is 404 Trucker Dave?
See the picture? Have you ever met that guy before?
Nope.
Oh, okay, another lie. Thanks, babe.
You're welcome.
That's it. That's it, people. So, I mean, he's saying I never put on the glass, man, but I don't really push on the glass. But you guys see me and her cruising in the Tesla and all that shit. Now that we got the fun shit out the way, let's get to business. So, I learned something. God damn it, man. I like when I learn something. You know what I learned? Guess what I learned? We're riding about this engine rebuild. And guess what I learned? Fucking phone, you bitch ass motherfucking phone. God damn it, bro. Guess what I learned? Let me see if I can look it up. I'm on my other screen. I'm on my other screen, Dave. I'm not fucking with Dave no more because it doesn't benefit me. All right, so let me see. Let me see here. Hopefully I don't get violated for this shit. What the hell? So we checked out my cylinders, right? And my third and fourth cylinder has a what up, Randy? I'm gonna play this little video for you guys, man. Let me see who says Dave 404 Dave, Coach RPT are the sole reasons why I'm even on the internet to call them on the okay. There you go. There you go, Randy. So on my engine, we're doing a rebuild, and number 3 and number 4 cylinder, we find out that we're gonna have to cut the block. One thing I learned about cutting the block is with PACCAR. Did you guys know that PACCAR? So let me go back. I don't want to lose you guys. There goes my phone again. It's gonna piss me off. So geez, bro. How many times has somebody got to send something? Did you know when you cut the block on a PACCAR, you don't have to use shims? So on DD15s, cats, all that kind of shit, you have to use shims, right? But PACCAR, which is an engine that I was like, fuck on trying to rebuild that shit. But the craziest thing is they got a better rebuild kit as far as rebuilding. So when you cut a block, which I'm going to show you what that's all about. When you cut a block, DD15s, cats, all that kind of stuff, depending on how much you cut on the block, you got to replace it with shims, right? On a PACCAR engine, you don't have to do that because the sleeves that fit inside the cylinder, the lip that goes around it, they're different thicknesses, so you don't have to use shims and all that kind of shit. I never knew that, man. That was crazy. Only PACCAR does that shit. Look, I'm about to turn this motherfucker off in 2 seconds. So let's play this out real quick.
In this video, we have part 1 of a 2-part series.
We're not doing 2
discusses
parts.
in detail how to
I just
measure
want you to understand
liner
cutting what
projection,
cutting the
also
block
known as
means.
liner protrusion, how to prepare your cylinder block for cutting counterbores, how to cut counterbores, and also measure your cut and install liner shims. So what we have here is a 6NZ C15 cat with a blown head gasket. There it is right there, with the cylinder head already removed. You can see that the fire rings are damaged, but some of them are completely destroyed. This number 5's starting to show carbon passing. Number 4, completely blown apart. Typically, this means, almost all the time actually, that you have a sunk liner. This is not just a problem for cat engines. Cummins, Detroit can also have these problems. Pretty much any cylinder block that uses wet liners. So what happens is the liner actually sinks into the block. The only way to fix this correctly is to cut 4 counterbore shims or to put a steel insert, but that requires a machine shop. So what we're going to be doing here is measuring liner protrusion first. On a Cat C15, install your spacer plate.
So you guys understanding all that kind of stuff, right? So think about it. So here's a cylinder, right? Your liners slide in here, okay? But when you cut the block down, if you don't use shims, now your liner is too low and nothing's gonna be like it needs to be, right? On the PACCAR, the lip of their sleeves is thick enough to where you don't have to use shims. Only PACCAR. I learned this today from the guy that's cutting my block. And I told him I'm gonna go out there when he cuts it so I can record it for my video. So we didn't cut it today. So that shit is just pretty damn crazy, man. I did not know that. So if you guys got a PACCAR or you're scared of a PACCAR or whatever, like I'm not with the PACCAR shit because when you're on the road, you can't, until they get enough mechanics, enough parts, enough stuff. To me, this doesn't make sense. But the rebuild kit that they have, man, makes a whole lot of sense. Another thing, we're going to talk about real estate, but another thing I want to talk to you guys about is when you delete a truck. A lot of us is waiting for, matter of fact, I put it on my channel. Let me pop it. Let's see. Let's see. My channel, community. Here it is. Oh, and by the way, I shared out Shadow Wolf. Shadow Wolf did a video, so make sure you guys go subscribe to my dude Shadow Wolf. He's a hell of a good dude. So I shared it on my channel right here, right? EPA admin Z Zeldin makes it clear deleted diesels illegal after the rollback. This is as of October 13th. When they do the emission rollback and doing all that kind of shit, guess what? Deleting diesels will still be illegal. What up? What up, live with G3? It's like if you're rolling back the emissions, why the fuck? Why are we sitting back? We can't delete the trucks. Why is that still illegal? I didn't understand that. That seems kind of shitty to me. So you guys see that? Put a 1 in the chat. James Best says you can't rebuild a PACCAR. Well, the dude told me, like I said, man. I mean, look, guys, I bring this shit up for one reason. So you guys can go do your own due diligence, right? Don't believe nothing none of us say. Go do your own research, man. Check it all out. But this shit has me fucked up because I talked to so many people saying, man, I'll just get a new one. I'll just rebuild it. I'll get a new one. I'll just rebuild it. And when I do that, I'm going to delete it, right? And right here is saying, even after the rollback, deleted diesels are still illegal. So you know what people are going to be doing? Jerking the engines out, put an old engine. A lot of people are doing that shit with the PACCARs. So on to the real estate real quick. I'm trying to cover all my bases because I'm been real busy to try to go live, so I'm trying to knock it all out. I know you can rebuild a PACCAR. Yeah, of course you can rebuild a PACCAR. I just told you guys, man, they're the only ones that I know that when you cut the block, you don't have to use shims, that they make the liners 4-cut blocks. You know, I thought that was cool as hell. Why don't DD15 do that shit? Detroit, excuse me. Any Detroit, Series 60, any of them. Why don't they do that shit? But I'm back on here. Let me see. Where were you at? Oh shit. What up, 702 Trucker? What's good? What's good? Max E in the building. What up? Where is it at? Right here. So Truck It just closed on a rental property, right? In business, people, in business, I want you to understand some shit. What up, Ray? In business, I want you guys to understand something, right? Because I always hear stuff like, don't do this because it's only worth this. Don't do this because it's only worth this. Don't put money in the truck because it's only worth this. You guys have to understand something. You guys have to understand. I mean, hopefully, just give me a membership. I can't do that, Jeremy. It wouldn't be fair for everybody else. But the crazy thing is this. When you go to spend money in your truck, it doesn't matter what your truck is worth because you're not a reseller. You're not a dealer. You're not fixing it to sell it. But the reality is when you do rebuilds and different things like that, it does bring value up a little bit on the truck, right? Because if you see a truck with 1 million miles on it, right, and it hasn't been rebuilt, and then you got the same exact truck next to it, you know, what up, Rider for Christ? And then you got the same truck right next to it with 1 million miles with paperwork showing a rebuild. You guys tell me, because people are saying, for some reason, I don't know why, they are saying that rebuilt or not, it's still a piece of shit, or it's still a $15,000 truck, or it's still a $30,000 truck. But the reality is, if you got 2 trucks, identical everything, color, everything matches. The only difference is one's got a 1 million mile engine and the other one's got a rebuilt with paperwork. Which one's worth more? A lot of this shit don't take no common sense. I shouldn't even be on here even saying this shit. It does not take any, I mean, it just takes a little bit of common sense. You don't got to be a mechanic or none of that shit, right? But the reality is this, people. Don't get detoured off. You want to go get a truck, whatever it is you want to spend, and you're hearing people saying how stupid you are because, you know, the truck's only worth this, and if you spend this, you're a fool. Like, you really got to pay attention to who the fuck you listen to, right? Because some people don't realize that they're accountable of what they say out here. You know what I mean? They can just shoot you guys full of bullshit just so they sound smart and lead you down the wrong path. And the reality is, it costs you money, right? It costs you money. But invest in yourself. It's not what the truck is worth; it's what it can make you. If you get a $20,000 truck and then down the road you got to rebuild it, most cases, like really, is a lot of people ain't out here rebuilding engines. You know what I mean? Like these trucks just last forever, especially these older engines, right? But if it comes down to rebuilding an engine, is because it's made enough money to pay for the rebuilt engine. If you're running, if you have a truck and you've had it for 3 years and stuff like that, and 4 years, what a KB, and now you need a rebuild, and you don't have rebuild, set up for that. You got to sit back and figure out what the fuck did I do wrong here, right? And don't sit back and downplay the truck like, hey man, don't this truck ain't gonna be worth shit. It's a 2011, and if I'm gonna spend this money in a rebuild, but it's still a $20,000 truck. No, it's not. No, it's not. I mean, people are gonna look at that stuff, and another thing, this is truckheads buying rental property. Now, here's the crazy thing. It goes back with housing, right? The housing market is crashing. People can believe it. People cannot believe it. The shit is crashing. Okay, it's going slow because they don't want to, like 2007, 8, whatever it was, and everybody panicked and everybody just walked away from their houses. But I assure you, how can you tell? You don't gotta listen to me for shit. How can you tell? You can go on all these, apps where they're selling houses before they were paying above the marketplace of what it was worth. And today you can see the prices dropping. Why are the prices dropping? Because people don't have the money to buy the houses, or they don't like the interest rate. Until the interest rate comes way down, or until the job employment situation gets better, that house is going to continue to crash. Yeah, Maxie, they are still too high. Absolutely. I watched real estate. I was actually thinking about getting a real estate license. I got one of my buddies working on it right now. I was actually thinking about getting my real estate license, not because I want to be a realtor, but what I see, what I think is these realtors, it's like what do you call it? The Good Old Boy Club. When some smacking ass, good ass deals show up, do you guys really think these realtors and all that put it out there? Like if somebody's losing their house and it's going to go cheap and they don't care and they're just exhausted and it's going to go cheap, I just don't see them putting it up, for us to look at on, what do you call it, Zillow and all that shit. I think a lot of these realtors are investors. I think they go in there and say, well, hey, look, I'll give you cash for keys. Yo, how much in your house? Oh, that's way under what it's worth. I'll give you $5,000 cash for keys, and let me take over your loan. And you just never know. But I don't think the good stuff hits the market. I think they buy that shit before it even hits the market. Alana says, I used to keep a rebuild engine as a spare. Yeah. So Jeremy says robots are taking over. They are. They've been doing that. But what can I say? So let's look at the houses, right? If you're buying a house, most people have a loan for a house for 30 years, 50 years, 40 years. Some have for 15. But most cases, it's like a 30-year loan, right? So if you want to buy a house and you're worried about being less value, you're staying in for 30 years. If you like the house, buy the house, right? Now, what Trek is doing is buying real estate for rental property. So here's what he sees and what I've been talking about, right? you're buying right now for rental property. When these people keep walking away from their houses, what do they need to go do? What do they need to go do? If all these homeowners going to start walking out of their houses saying fuck this mortgages, especially California. California's doing some dumbass shit right now. California is doing some dumbass shit right now. They're doing so much dumb shit, man. I'm seriously thinking about buying in fucking Arizona or fucking Vegas or some shit. Because, man, they are in California, and I hate to say this, but they are gonna start pushing some kind of bullshit of drive per mile. They're gonna charge you for every mile you drive. See, everybody wants electric cars. I got one, right? To save money on gas. But the whole reality is they're doing this shit because they want to charge everybody. Look, in California, a lot of people commute, right? They put a lot of miles on a car. You know, and you think about how many Honda Civics and how many cars get wore out with 100, 200,000 miles, right? And now California wants to figure out how to tax all those miles. The crazy shit is this. Us as company owners, right? We already pay road tax to make the fucking roads better. Do we see the roads better? Fuck no, we don't. What do we see with these roads in California and probably other places? Roads are big piece of shits, right? Fucking your nice ass truck gets banging around. What up, Josh? Your nice ass truck's hitting all these potholes and all this bullshit on the, like, why do we got to deal with that on a freeway? Like, I get it. You're on an okie doke road, but why we fucking with that shit on a fucking freeway? That freeway represents that state, right? It represents everything. Why in the fuck are we rolling around like that for? That makes zero sense, man. How these freeways are just pieces of shit. My mortgage went from $440 a month to $650 a month, fixed rate, just insurance and taxes increase. Hang on, that's business. That's for Roy. One, two, three. Over and over and over again, you gotta tell drivers, bro. I mean, shit is crazy, man. This shit is so easy, and they still fucking, man. But yeah, so in California, man, like even my insurance for my cars and my trucking company went up, and I said, "Why is it going up? Like we got no incidences, no accidents, like we got no issues, no problems. Why is my shit going up?" You know what they told me? Oh, because of fires. So I'm paying, I think, like $200 per semi because of the fires. We don't park by the fires. We don't drive by the fires. We're nowhere near the fucking fires. I think that whole thing's a scam, man. The whole thing's it's just a scam. And now it's same things happening with these fucking houses, man. With the insurance. Like this whole thing is just a bunch of bullshit. So just like what Josh says, he went from $440 to $650. That's $200 a month extra. Think about if he had a $3,000 payment. What's that $3,000 payment going to be? And that's another thing that's going to help this house market crash is the guiding insurance. So what I'm looking into right now is like the best place. No, I don't want to fucking move all the way across the United States, you know. But I am looking for something where I can just say fuck it and not worry about the bullshit, not worry about the high insurance. Because when I retire, I don't want my paid off house when I retire. I don't want to have to worry about insurance and all the bullshit skyrocketing so much where I have to come out of retirement and go to work just to pay taxes on the house and insurance and the bullshit. I mean, you're gonna pay it, but you know what I'm talking about, that going crazy high. Atlanta mayor stopped evictions because of government shutdown. Bad for landlords. Damn, bro. See how crazy that shit is? That shit is crazy as hell, man. If they got the Here's the thing, man. People vote these motherfuckers in, and think about it. How do they got the power? See, this is the part that gets me fucked up. How do these people have the power of your business, right? When you're a landlord, that's a business, right? That's a business. And how in the fuck can these people control your business? Oh, don't worry about it, guys. You ain't got to pay your rent. Fucking, don't worry about this. We're not gonna throw you out. Don't worry about this. We're not gonna. Like, it's a business. It's a business, man. Like, you're killing this man's business. There's a lot of seniors, right? They bought a lot of property, and their rental properties is their retirement. I don't know if you guys knew that shit. And here we got landlords playing around with people's money, thinking it's okay. And it's not okay. I'm texting Freud. Sorry about that, guys. Almost done, people. Almost done. All right, my homework's about done. All right, should be good now. So, how about let's do an example. Let's say, how can we put this into trucking? How about you guys are hauling loads, right? And the government tells the factoring company or your direct customer, hey guys, shit's bad right now. When they're hauling the loads, you don't worry about it. You don't have to pay. We're going to make sure they can't go after your bond. We're going to freeze everything. They can't go after your bond. They can't go after nothing. When they haul these loads, just don't worry about paying. How would you guys feel? Everybody be on here trying to strike, do convoys, throw shit bottles at the White House, all that bullshit, whatever. But isn't it the same if you're a landlord? If you're a landlord and you own apartment buildings, houses, and different shit, and then your shitty ass fucking mayor says, hey, because the government shut down, we ain't worried about evictions. Put it in your, see, this is what I do. Like, I put situations into my life, like, how would I feel about that shit, right? So here we got some old timer, bust his ass off his whole life, fucking just running, paying off all this property, and he don't even have the right to collect rent. How does that make any sense? Look, the government is supposed to protect businesses first. Without businesses, money don't move without businesses, guys. You guys could be a multi-millionaire. If you don't have a business, go spend the money. What good is the money? If you don't have a car lot to go buy a car, or if you don't have a grocery store to go buy groceries, you got no place to spend your money. What good's the fucking money? Right? So so the mayor in West Hollywood for Halloween. Now, Halloween is supposed to be for kids, really, not for grown-ups, right? The mayor in West Hollywood, I was just told this today. The mayor in West Hollywood told all the adults they don't have to get dressed for Halloween. God damn it. I'm turning this shit off, bro. This spam shit is just getting ridiculous. Fucking spam, bro. That's why you hear me cousin screaming. It ain't an important phone call. It's fucking spam. But think about this though, right? The mayor in West Hollywood told everybody they don't have to get dressed. Just put something over the nipple and put something over the, downstairs area, like a little bow or something like that. And they can just walk around West Hollywood. And they advise kids not to be in West Hollywood. Like, where does that fucking make sense? Are any OTR drivers in the big blue cities where the groceries looting is supposed to be going on? It's happening a lot around over here, Ben. I mean, not in my city. I'm in a Republican city where I live, but shit, downtown LA and all that shit, it's lit. It's crazy. I heard somebody say, hey, man, looting's good because we can restock the shelves. But the reality is this. I saw them loot Rite Aid so bad they stopped stocking the shelves because why spend the money and stock it when all they're gonna do is steal it for free? Why think about that? Why pay money to buy the shit? Why pay money to truck it over to your store just to know it's gonna walk out the front door? And now they're out of business. They shut down. And you're thinking, fucking SoCal, fuck it. Who cares? Well, they had a pharmacy. A lot of seniors, a lot of kids, a lot of people use that pharmacy. Now we lose a pharmacy because they can't get their shit together right on, let's steal everything off the shelves. They're gouging us on every corner. They are, Max. They are, man. This shit is just getting tiring, man. The numbers are small, but that's most of a 50% increase. With vehicle insurance, if your vehicle is small and light, somebody's going to crush you. So higher premium. If you are big and heavy, you are crushing vehicles smaller and lighter. Yeah, it's fucking, it sucks, man. Ours will be vacation rental. Yeah, no, I get it, man. Yeah, spam is out of hand. What up, J-Ball? No, it actually is, man. It actually is. But in business, guys, it's all about your outlook. Don't listen to me or nobody else. In business, it's all about your outlook. If you're investing in real estate, knowing it's going to go down, if you're going to make money on the real estate, it doesn't matter. And the crazy thing is, as people are losing houses, I'm going to assume and guess their rent will go up, right? We got all these people losing houses. When it gets to that time when the government stops trying to save everybody, whenever they're not being saved, right? There's gonna be a lot of people throwing their keys in the trash of their mortgage, and they want to go buy it. They want to go rent something, and this shit is crazy. So when you guys have a trucking company and you're buying trucks and you're investing in yourself and your truck on whatever you got to do that truck to make it where you want it to be. Because I'm telling you something right now on semis, right? You're hearing people saying $50,000 trucks. Look, all you guys that know these shops, Peterbilt, Kenworth, Freightliner, Mack, Volvo, they don't have the technicians in there because of used trucks breaking down all the time normally. It's the brand new shit they're doing warranty on. I've seen brand new trucks. Matter of fact, Mario on here, his engine didn't have that many miles on it, and he lost a sleeve. Don't think investing more money in a truck gives you more of a safe zone of anything to do with the truck. Don't do that. Don't let people brainwash you thinking a $50,000 truck is better than a $20,000 truck, or a $100,000 truck is better than a $50,000 truck. Don't believe in that shit. Don't believe in that shit. I'm telling you this right now. I can get a truck and I can ask for 100,000 or I can ask for 20,000, but guess what? It's the same fucking truck. It's how bad do you want the money? How bad do you want to sell it? And that's it. The trucks are so cheap right now because why? Banks are still lending, but sometimes they're a little bit higher interest rate. But banks are getting a lot of trucks back. The same kind of banks or different kind of banks, whatever you want to, however you want to put it all together. They're getting keys for houses. Let me give you guys something to think on a new business. If you guys want to think about a new business that should do very, very well, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. I'll tell you guys a new business to think about. Now, again, it depends on your area, right? I think it'd work better if you're in the city. If you're living out in the goddamn country in the sticks and shit, I don't think anything's going to help you. But J-Ball says, I've been looking into buying a $10,000 to $15,000 truck to test your theory. Well, J-Ball, so it ain't my theory. So understand that. Listen, it is not my theory, J-Ball. And I want to let you guys know something. And I don't know your level on knowledge and stuff like that. But if you got a guy that came out of Swift school and he wants to go get a $10,000 or $15,000 truck, or you got a guy that's been, learning and has tons of knowledge and has been driving for Swift for 5 years, guess what? The second guy, when he buys a truck, is going to have a better road to success than the guy that don't know shit. So whatever truck you buy, understand of the preventive maintenance. Do your due diligence. Don't just go buy any $10,000, $15,000 truck. And none of it's my theory. It's just what I've learned from experience and was taught when I started. George put a 1. See, nobody's in paying attention. I got 1-1, and Ben says pimping. I mean, I don't know if that's legal. But thinking about this. Think about this. Let me see if I can pull something up real quick before I tell you. Let's see. Goddamn, man. All right, let me see. I don't want to play too much of this shit. I ain't trying to get violated and get in all kinds of weird ass trouble. I want to show you guys some shit. All you guys got to do is YouTube house market crashing in 2025. Listen to this. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear this audio, please.
The American housing market isn't just cracking, it's shattering, and the fallout will be brutal. Families who thought they secured the American dream are watching $50,000, $100,000, even $200,000 in home equity vanish overnight. Mortgage payments that once cost $1,200 are now devouring $3,500 a month, leaving paychecks drained before groceries even hit the cart. Entire neighborhoods are filling with "for sale" signs, unsold homes rotting in the sun, while banks quietly prepare foreclosure files. This isn't a soft landing. It's a hard crash in slow motion. These 10 cities aren't just vulnerable, they're collapsing, and the numbers are far uglier than anyone admits. Number 10, Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix was once America's...
So when we're talking about this, what is one business that'll be a good business? Put in the comments, take some guesses. So obviously, if I'm playing this, it definitely ain't pimping. Let's get that out the way. They ain't got no pimp money, Ben. They don't got no pimp money. So there's different businesses you can get into, right? Number one is like a cleaning business, like a you go get a pickup, you go get like a little you go get like a big trailer. You go to these houses, because these houses, look, when people are losing all this money, because like it says, man, it's their American dream. When they got to walk away from their American dream because the dream failed them, right? And everything failed them, or maybe they bought wrong, or whatever their story was. Sometimes they tear the houses up. Sometimes they steal everything out the house. You just never know. Sometimes they're so broke they can't pay for trash service, so the whole backyard's full of trash. You just never know. When you come in with a new business in your area, you introduce yourself to the banks. It's not that hard to do. Find out who's in charge of foreclosures and stuff like that, and offer a service. You go in, you clean everything up. That'd be a good business, don't you guys think? What do you guys consider that business called? Trash hauling service, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Another thing too is, yeah, no joke, right? And this is why I get on to people that lease, right? Because I'm telling you right now, you hear people say, like the good brother, hey, in 3 years, this truck will be paid off. Do you guys not realize, especially in today's time, 3 years is a whole lot of time for a whole lot of shit to go wrong, not your way. That's a fact. But let's see what 10 cities are talking about. So number one was not California, and I can assure you this is not California. So let's see.
This isn't a soft landing. It's a hard crash in slow motion. These 10 cities aren't just vulnerable, they're collapsing, and the numbers are far uglier than anyone admits. Number 10, Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix was once America's hottest housing market, but today it's showing the ugliest cracks beneath the desert sun. In 2020, a typical home here sold for about $295,000. By mid-2022, bidding wars and investor frenzy drove that number to nearly $475,000, a staggering jump of almost $180,000 in just 2 years. But reality has hit hard. By late 2025, the median sales price has slipped closer to $410,000, meaning nearly $65,000 in value has already been wiped away for the average homeowner. That's not a soft landing. It's a financial gut punch for families who bought at the peak.
Well, we know they're monetized.
The monthly mortgage bill tells an even scarier story. At a 6.9%.
But think about that, though. Let's think about that real quick. You finally got into the house. You got qualified. Like, it's not even the interest you guys got to worry about, right? Again, it's the freaking house insurance. You know, you renew that shit every year, right? Next thing you know, like in California with those fires, you have a $3,000 house note, which is pretty cheap. Next thing you know, with all the insurances and different things going on and whatever, some cases, in some areas, as you've seen with the fires, some places you can't even get insurance no more. How's that possible? Here's the craziest shit, right? I don't know if you guys realize this or not. when you have a carrier, a trucking company, a carrier, right? The insurance controls your business. The insurance controls your business. I mean, think about it. I had no incidences, no claims, no nothing. And my insurance goes up because someone's fucking fires. Goes up. At any time, the insurance companies can be more pickier on who they want to cover on the insurance policies too. What if you have 40 drivers and you're not self-insured like Swift and everybody? And your insurance company says, hey, this driver, this, and they knock about 10 of your drivers, say, we don't want to cover them no more. They're too risky. Now you got a fleet of 40, 50, and now you got to replace 10 drivers. Insurance companies control everything. It's the same shit with these houses. Well, we don't want to put no insurance in that area of that house because of flood, fire, whatever. Come on. My house was $500,000. I need that insurance. Okay. But if you want that insurance, it's going to cost this. Next thing you know, they're going to slap the shit out of you. Insurance is one thing that I don't see the government's trying to control to, make sure we don't get ripped off. You know what I mean? It's cars, it's houses, it's having a carrier. This insurance is crazy. It's crazy. But think about you having a $3,000 house note, and with all the shit going up, now it's $4,000.
Interest rate. Financing a $410,000 Phoenix home now costs over $3,200 a month, compared to less than $1,700 just 4 years ago. For households making an average of $74,000 a year, that's an impossible squeeze. No wonder buyers are vanishing. Listings are piling up. Inventory has ballooned more than 200% since 2022. And more than 38% of active listings have seen price cuts this year. Sellers who once laughed off lowball offers are now begging for showings. Meanwhile, foreclosures are quietly creeping back in. Court filings have jumped 22% year over year, with banks seizing homes in some neighborhoods that still carry memories of the 2008 collapse.
Let me bring something to your attention too, guys. I know a lot of you guys look out the windshield and you don't want to look around what goes on, right? I would tell you guys, always have your eyes open and always have an investor mindset. Always have an investor mindset. Even if you ain't got all the money, whatever, you got credit, whatever. I'm telling you, man, anytime there's bad situations, it's good for the investors, right? So I'm just saying. KB says 3 to 5 year lease, trucking life. So, yeah, that's no joke. So I tell people.
Rental pressure offers no escape either. The average 2-bedroom apartment now costs about $1,850 a month, compared to $1,200 just a few years ago, pushing families into debt just to stay housed. Investors, once the kings of Phoenix's boom, are now retreating, dumping properties at paradise on a postcard, sun-drenched canals.
Let's just skip through this thing because I don't want to keep playing this shit.
It's already here.
Let's see what the 10 cities
9,
are, they say.
Punta Gorda, Florida. Punta Gorda looks like paradise on a postcard.
So one was Arizona. Now we're into Florida, right? Let's see if we can skip to the next city. I don't want to bore you guys this bullshit. And I ain't got time to keep playing this shit. Come on, where's the next city at? How do we skip a city? We've only did 2 cities, right? Arizona and Florida. God damn, man. Just give me the 10 cities. Oh, fuck it. We're missing one, but it is what it is. I ain't gonna fuck around and try to find it.
Made Austin hot. Its explosive growth, tech
about?
migration, and speculative frenzy is now the very reason it's collapsing. The Silicon Hills dream turned into a nightmare of overpriced homes, stalled job markets, and crumbling affordability. For a city that prided itself on Keep Austin Weird, it may soon be better
it's
known
Texas.
for Keep Austin Unsold. Number 7.
Texas.
New Orleans,
It was number
Louisiana.
8.
New Orleans is no stranger to crisis. But this one isn't a hurricane. It's a housing market unraveling under its own weight. In 2020, the median home price in New Orleans was about $215,000.
What up,
By
2-4?
2022, fueled by out-of-state investors and short-term rental demand, that figure jumped to nearly $340,000. Costs are spiraling, and families are questioning whether they can afford to stay.
Number 6.
The city famous for jazz and resilience now faces a slow-motion housing disaster that no second-line parade.
J-Ball says, yes, I'm not seasoned as you and your homies. You got on your recently, but I see what you guys are talking about, though. I need to sign up with exclusive mentorship program. That's why I got the mentorship program, guys.
Can dance away from. Number 6, Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas is no stranger to housing booms and busts.
I'm telling you guys right now, Las Vegas is starving to death right now, guys. Starving to death. Like, you guys remember when Vegas used to be jumping? Like casinos, they had the train that running from one spot to the whole nother spot. Vegas was jumping, going crazy. And I see that shit just starving right now, man. Starving.
But what's unfolding in 2025 feels like deja vu.
And
from the
next year is going to be
2008
so
collapse,
much worse, guys.
with
I'm
even
trying
more
to tell you
dangerous
guys.
stakes. In 2020, the median home price here sat around $310,000. Fueled by pandemic migration and investor buying, prices rocketed to nearly $470,000 by 2022, adding a jaw-dropping $160,000 in just 2 years. But the roulette wheel has spun the other way. Today, the median has fallen to about $395,000, stripping nearly $75,000 in value from the typical homeowner's pocket. That's not theoretical money. It's equity that evaporated into thin air. Monthly mortgage payments are brutal. Financing a $395,000 home at current 7% rates costs about $3,100 a month, compared to just $1,500 5 years ago. With Las Vegas's median household income sitting at $70,000, the numbers don't line up. No wonder inventory has ballooned, tripling in the past 2 years. Over 42% of listings have thousands of families.
We are gardeners.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum,
Wow.
The house
There's
didn't
insurance
just
commercial.
lose. It took their savings down with it. Number 5. Denver, Colorado. Denver's housing market.
Denver, Colorado. Damn. Denver, Colorado? Damn. Denver, Colorado.
Once looked bulletproof, a Rocky Mountain fortress of rising values and endless demand. But by 2025, that fortress has cracks big enough to swallow entire neighborhoods. In 2020, the median home price here was about $420,000. By the frenzy of 2022, fueled by remote workers fleeing coastal states, That number ballooned to $650,000. Today, it has cooled to around $575,000, wiping out about $75,000 in homeowner equity in just 2 years.
So here's what I see. Do you guys see what I see of all these cities and states? Do you guys see what I see? Tell me one common thing that we see. What's one common thing? What's one common problem? We're seeing it in trucking. We're seeing it in real estate. What is the one big bad wolf that we're seeing that's causing all this havoc that we're having with real estate and trucking? Come on, people. I know you guys see what I see. What do you guys see? Here's what I see. When trucking, right? The rates were the trucks were worth a certain amount of money. The rates were stabilized a certain amount of money, right? Next thing you know, CV19 happened. What happened? What happened when CV19 happened in trucking? What happened in CV19 in trucking? What happened? That means the rates went crazy high, which brought the trucks crazy high, right? And just like a crackhead, once the high is over, the crash begins, right? Just like a sugar crash, right? When you're on a sugar high, what's after the sugar high? The crash. See, a lot of you guys are shocked on the crash, and a lot of you guys think it's the government. Right now, I'm not real good on speaking on the government. I don't do political shit. But we all know in anything, anytime there's a high, there's a crash, right? If your kids, you guys know, anybody has kids, they're just being regular old kids. You juice them up full of candies and sugars, man, they're running around, man, they are lit, right? They're on that sugar high. They are lit. And then what happens? When that sugar shit all dies down, they go take a nap. That's their crash. The same thing's going on with trucking. And for some reason, a lot of you guys don't understand that. I don't even know why. Things are doing regular stuff, regular rates, regular truck sales, regular everything. The CV19 came. Prices were crazy. Rates were crazy. And now it's over. Now what do we see? You see the crash of trucking. What happens with why is there a crash? Because why things are really, really high, the sugar high, right? Why everybody was on the high, they're buying high ass trucks, expecting high ass rates, all that stuff. And then when it crashes down and gets back on the crash, they lose everything. If you listen to these videos of this real estate, the same thing's happening. Houses were $400,000. Then the pandemic came and the houses rose back up to $630,000. Now it's all over with. And now they're dropping to, $500,000. What I'm trying to tell you guys is things are dropping back to normal. Do you guys not see what I'm seeing? Do you guys not see what I'm showing you guys? The rates. Now, the trucks are cheap as fuck right now. Cheaper than normal. But as far as rates, like, it's on anything, guys. I mean, think about it. It's anything. That's why I use the kids and the sugar rush. Because when they're lit on sugar, they're high on that sugar, man. They're 90 miles an hour. But as soon as that sugar's off, it's a crash. When the CV19 thing happened, I'm like, fuck, man. I was thinking to myself, like, how bad is this crash going to be when this shit's over with? Because, come on, you know damn well during the CV19 things, you can't keep rates, you can't keep truck prices like a typical Peterbilt, $180,000. You can't keep that Peterbilt $300,000. And what happened? Let's look at this shit. The rates went crazy high. so did your cost of being in business, right? The rates were crazy high, and the damn trucks went from $200,000 to $350,000. Now what? Now the rates are suck, and now, which has to happen, people. It's what you don't understand. It has to happen because why? Because now it's bringing the trucks back down to where it's affordable to you guys again. The same thing's happening to this house market. Same thing. The houses were $300,000. You guys can afford a $300,000 house. Then the CV thing happened, and all this free checks and stimulus and PPP and DDD and II and all these different loans where now you got $300,000 in your pocket. I mean, just all those numbers was wrong. They're just inflated. They're fake. And you're like, fuck, man. So all those people went and bought houses because they saw the house market going crazy. They all went and bought houses because for some reason, that's what people do. I don't understand it. When the trucks are crazy high is when they're confident enough to go buy a truck. When the trucks are given away for free, they're scared. I don't know why you guys are like that. The house market is doing the same shit. Everywhere you look, it's the same shit. That's why I don't give a fuck who's in office. I don't give a fuck if it is Trump, Biden, Kamala, whoever the fuck's in there. It wouldn't have mattered. Because on every sugar high, you have a crash.
The cost of carrying that debt is staggering. At a 7% mortgage rate, a $575,000 home costs nearly $4,400 a month to finance. Compare that to the $2,200 monthly average just 5 years ago. With Denver's average household income hovering near $95,000, it's clear that affordability is in freefall. Inventory has surged, up nearly threefold since 2022, with nearly half of listings dropping their asking price just to lure in buyers. Even the rental market is cracking. The average two-bedroom rent has jumped to $2,200, compared to $1,400
What's the
in
next
2019.
city, guys?
Forcing many locals to double up or leave the city altogether. For those staying, utilities and property taxes have surged. Tax assessments on Denver homes rose by nearly 35% in 2023 alone, squeezing families already drowning in debt. Adding fuel to the fire are layoffs in tech and finance,
What up, good
sectors
brother?
that helped drive Denver's boom.
So what's the
As
next
job
city,
security
guys?
weakens, so
So what's our next city? What number are we at, guys? So I don't skip a number. What number were we at? Okay, we're on number 4, right? Hey, Chase and Andy Jackson, this is for you right here, brother.
housing market has become a mile-deep sinkhole for their finances. Number 4, Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville's meteoric rise as Music City turned it into one of the hottest real estate stories of the past decade. In 2020, the median home price was about $310,000. By 2022, it skyrocketed to nearly $520,000, adding more than $200,000 in value in just 2 years. But today, in 2025, the median has slid to around $455,000, erasing roughly $65,000 in equity for the average homeowner. That loss is already rattling both longtime locals and new arrivals who thought they were buying into a growth market. The monthly burden is crushing. Financing a $455,000 home at 7% costs nearly $3,500 a month, compared to less than $1,600 in 2020. With now
Is that crazy, guys? Is that crazy? The price difference? But this has to happen, people. It has to happen. The only people who are pissed off is the people that bought during the wrong time. But this shit has to happen. You guys remember now, I gave you guys heads up about the house market before it was crashing, right? I told you guys ahead of time about the rates going to drop down to $1 and all that different shit. I told all you guys. Everybody wants to argue with me, but where's everybody at now? Everybody's awful quiet now that it's happening, right? I didn't know what I was talking about. Now, I don't know everything, but why is it I know what I know? Because I like to pay attention. I like to watch things, and it's just common sense, right? Because if you have a kid with a sugar high and they crash, the pandemic, the CV-19 was a sugar high for us. Isn't it common sense that there's a crash coming? Put a one in the chat, guys. That's common sense. Put a one in the chat if it makes sense to you what I'm trying to show you guys. And why am I showing you guys this? This is a trucking channel, financial freedom, everything. Why am I telling you guys and keep showing you guys and keep warning you guys? Because one day you guys, your American dream might be buying a house. And maybe it got deflated because things got so high, you say, I can never afford a house. So I'm telling you guys now to get your credit right if it's not. Get your credit right in case it's not. Get your money right in case it's not. Get everything right. So when the opportunities come, you guys are ready. You're not sitting back with great opportunities because it's not going to stay like this. I want you guys to understand like this. After the crash, what happens? After a crash, what happens? Let's look at kids. Kids are being normal, being good old kids, being normal. They're lit up on the sugar. Now they're running around like crackheads. It's on fire, just lit. Then they crash. They go to sleep. What happens after they go to sleep? What happens? Just use the kids as an example of this trucking, the real estate, and everything else. What happens after that? The kid wakes up and he's back to normal. Everything levels off. There you go, J-Ball. Everything levels off. All right, let's do the next one. I'm not trying to bore you guys with this shit. I'm trying to just teach you guys without boring the shit out of you guys. Because to me, I'll watch this motherfucker all the way through, man, because it gives me knowledge. So we're on 4, right? We must have skipped a city or something. Let's see. Let me play and see who they're talking about.
Job growth slows, and the promise of cheap southern living evaporates. Investors who banked on endless Airbnb demand are also facing losses, as oversupply and regulations cut into profits. The result is a city that once symbolized opportunity, now drowning in unsustainable debt and collapsing confidence. Nashville may still be the capital of country music, but its housing market is singing the blues. Tens of thousands of dollars gone from equity, rising costs everywhere, and no encore in sight. Number 3, San Jose, California. San Jose has always been the crown jewel of Silicon Valley.
California made the list.
It's turning into one of the riskiest housing markets in America. Back in 2020, the median home price here was already astronomical at about $1.1 million. By the peak of 2022, it ballooned to nearly $1.65 million, a jaw-dropping increase of more than $500,000 in just 2 years. But now, reality is cutting deep. The median has slipped to around $1.45 million, stripping away about $200,000 in value for the average homeowner. That's not just a correction, it's a financial earthquake for families who stretched to buy during the frenzy. The cost of carrying that debt is staggering. At today's 7% mortgage rates, financing a $1.45 million home means shelling out more than $9,600 a month. before property taxes and insurance. Even in Silicon Valley, where the median household income hovers around $142,000, that's unsustainable. Affordability has collapsed, buyers are walking away, and inventory is climbing fast. Investors are fleeing, Airbnb hosts are seeing weaker bookings, and entire neighborhoods once propped up by tech salaries are now flashing for sale signs. San Jose's housing market was built on the illusion of endless tech growth, but with $200,000 already wiped out of median values, it's clear that even the valley isn't immune.
Let me play this
The
part.
future here does break for families who stretched to buy during the frenzy. The cost of carrying that debt is staggering. At today's 7% mortgage rates, financing a $1.45 million home means shelling out more than $9,600 a month before property taxes and insurance.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about
Oh
it.
man, here we go.
Meet
These
Base
ads.
44.
5% of listings are showing price reductions. Bidding wars have been replaced by desperate sellers begging for offers. Insurance costs are pouring gasoline on the fire. After repeated hurricanes, home insurance premiums have skyrocketed
Nah, man.
to $5,500.
Look, good brother. Nobody's trying to scare nobody. This is what you call knowledge, homeboy. Nobody's trying to scare nobody or nothing, man. Don't look at it like that. Don't look at it like that. What up, Scott? Don't look at it like that.
to $9,000 annually, with flood coverage adding thousands more. Many insurers have left Florida altogether, leaving Osceola homeowners scrambling for
Oh, wait a
overpriced
minute. We went to
state-backed
Florida
policies.
again?
Buyers are priced out, and sellers are panicking. Inventory has more than doubled since 2023.
Is
and
that
about
twice they
45%
mentioned
of
Florida?
Listings are showing price reductions. Bidding wars have been replaced by
What up,
desperate
Ricardo?
sellers begging for offers. Insurance costs are pouring gasoline on the fire. After repeated hurricanes, home insurance premiums have skyrocketed to $5,500 to $9,000 annually, with flood coverage now common, with flood coverage pushing totals even higher. Some homeowners are paying more for insurance than their mortgages. Retirees
Florida's
who
one
flocked here
place you
for
don't
low
want to live,
costs
man. That,
are now
they hit the
bailing
list
out,
twice.
unable to afford the hidden financial storm. The rental market is collapsing too. Average rents are about $2,100 for a modest 3-bedroom, pricing out locals and leaving investors scrambling to fill units. Many Airbnb hosts are abandoning the market after new regulations.
Hey,
and
good
shrinking
brother.
tourist demand cut
you can go.
profits
I mean,
in half.
go do a
Entire
positive video, bro.
neighborhoods of
Not
waterfront
promote it, not
homes
watch it.
that once promised
You
paradise
talk about
living
anything going
are
on
now haunted by
in
for
trucking and
sale
business
signs.
and everything else, bro.
Cape
And
Coral's
this is
rise
positive.
was one of the sharpest in Florida, but it's
So good, bro. Let me help you out. Me showing you guys this is positive. Oh shit! Now my customer's calling me. Hang on a second. All right, I'm back, man. I'm back. So this is positive though, good brother, because I'm showing you guys that these housing and everything else is going to be affordable, good brother. So if you decide you want to buy a house, so this is a positive focus. If you guys think this is a positive video, put a 1 in the chat. If you think it's negative, put a 2 in the chat. Let's see. trying to let you guys know that the housing market is crashing to be ready so you guys can go buy a house. So if you guys feel this is a positive video, put a 1 in the chat so the good brother can see it. If you feel like the good brother and think I'm just being a negative, what do you call that shit? A negative Nancy or whatever, put a 2 in the chat. Good brother, I expect you to put a 2, buddy.
Fall may be even more brutal. Tens of thousands of dollars in equity have already vanished, costs are skyrocketing, and buyers are gone. What was once the fastest growing city in Florida hosts are abandoning the market after new regulations.
Well, we missed the city. I don't know. I guess Florida was number 1 again. I don't know what city we missed, but I'm not going to scan through it to figure it all out. But there's a guy that I watched, and he's in Vegas. But let me see. Damn, look at this shit. So this, now I haven't seen these, man. So I'm just doing what you guys could be doing while you guys are driving. So this one's titled "The Top Cities is Becoming Ghost Towns." So ghost towns, dude, that's bad.
What insidious forces are draining the lifeblood from Arizona's urban centers? Is it the
Arizona
relentless
again.
thirst of a parched desert? The crushing burden of unsellable properties abandoned by a vanished legion of buyers and panicked investors? Or the fragile foundation of economies built on
has turned. Zillow reports the average home value in Mesa has fallen to $435,000, down 6.1% in just.
Number 8. Glendale. Glendale, one of Phoenix's key West Valley cities, is facing an equally brutal correction in 2025.
Oh, this whole
Once a
video is
hotbed
about
for suburban
Arizona. 10 cities in Arizona is gonna be ghost towns. That's crazy. Hey, but I wanna buy some ghost towns. Shit, I'm willing to buy. Let me see. Let me see here. Hang on. Let me see. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at so you guys ain't lost.
For you to be looking at. So look, we are in the most unaffordable market in decades, and buyers are completely priced out of buying a home. So let's look at this. The median income to buy a home is now $12,000 up to $120,000 in some areas.
2 million homeowners are behind on their mortgages. And that's not a rumor. That's confirmed from the Mortgage Bankers Association data. FHA delinquencies are now over 10%. Conventional loans are creeping higher too. And these delinquencies, folks, are creating more and more foreclosures. In fact, according to Adam data, foreclosures are now up 20% year over year. And while everyone's yelling,
So don't you guys think, man? So don't you guys think if you guys are saying, man, I don't do trucking no more, SoCal, I want to stay by the house. Don't you guys think that'd be something good to get into? You guys see all these foreclosures, all this shit going on? What if you guys started a cleaning business or junk haul business, or something like that, man, where you can get a pickup truck and a trailer. Start off small, right? Start off small, just you. Do a little bit of studying though, so you know what rates you're gonna give. Don't sit back and a guy cleans the house for $10,000 and you do it for $1,000, right? So look into that stuff. I'm looking into it myself. That's why I brought it up. I'm looking into it. when it gets to that point, I'm gonna go sit down and talk to some banks and stuff like that, and see how I can assist and help out and make some money at the same time. At one point in time, I actually had a team together. The one that did the inside of my office. Like I had a whole team where I wanted to go into the house, have a team go in there and clean it all up, and then have another team go in there and repair and fix everything. That way, I'm just a one-call shop for the banks. The banks says, man, I got this fucking property. We can't sell like that, you know. And you know, they just call me up. We just take care of it, you know. What about people who are not behind? Good, bro. I think you're lost, buddy. Shout out to the people that are not behind. I think what it is, good brother, I think you just came in late. That's why you're just clueless of what we're talking about. We're not talking about people, and we're not even talking about people. Good brother. We're talking about real estate. We were talking about trucking before, but now we're talking about real estate. I'm trying to show you how this shit links together. So we're talking about real estate. We're talking about trucking. We're not talking about people. Just so you know. Dump trailers can make bank. Junk hauling and landscape materials delivery. Yeah, Graham, that's what I'm talking about. You guys should truly, really look into it. There's a lot of good deals in these dump trailers and all that shit, man. You know, you just never know, man. Like, this is what I see that's going to be. This is what I see that they're going to need a lot of. They're going to need a lot of little companies that are going to go in there and haul all the junk out and go back in and clean it up where it's sellable. They're not going to put a bunch of money into it to put it back together because nobody's really buying shit, right? But even if they want to auction it, they at least want to clean all the junk out, right? If you go auction anybody been at an auction house before? If you ever been at an auction house, put a 1 in the chat. I have. I've been to an auction house before. You know, where the auction is selling it. You know, sometimes they do it online. Sometimes you go in person, just like you do with cars. But, and here's another thing. Guess what another good business is besides this? What a Master Pleasure. What's another good business to get into? You guys can get into drones, people, drones. As these banks are just getting all these houses back, they like doing drones, right? Pictures of the property up in the sky. Like, go take a drone class. I was looking at that shit too. I know what you're saying. So okay, I can shit. I'm good at drones. No, they want you certified. They want you certified. Think about it. I'm trying to help you guys, give you guys some ideas for some of you folks that might be hurting in trucking or don't want to do trucking no more. I'm giving you guys ideas, man. This is how I am. I'm not just a trucker or whatever you want to call it. I'm a business person. I'm a investor like everything else, right? So I looked at classes for flying drones, getting certified. The movie industry, when I was doing that ELD commercial, the drone was following me while I was driving down the road. Like, these classes don't cost that much, man, to be certified with these drones. Then you go to all these different realtors and different places and banks and just give out your card and let them know, man, that you're certified and you want to do pictures and stuff of the houses so you can sell it better. You gotta sell yourself to make it worth something. Don't walk up with a sad ass face and just like, hey, how you doing? My name is Chris. You guys looking for the drones? No? Okay, just ask. I knew you guys gonna say no anyway, and you walk out. If you walk in there with high energy, right? Like you just ate a bunch of sugar, high energy, excitement. Companies are attracted to that. You'll notice you get a lot of work with that. Look that shit up, man. Look it up. Look, I'm even gonna help you. I'll look this shit up for you. Fuck it. See, this is the kind of conversation I got to have with my business level folks, but I'm on here telling all you guys. Okay. Check this out, people. Check this out. Look. Go from learning to launching. It's that simple, man. Good brother. Good brother. Good brother. Good brother. Good brother. You know what, good brother? It's not your fault, bro. It's not your fault, bro. It's not. I appreciate you being here, man. I never said trucking's going anywhere. I don't know. Get a weed whacker and a dump trailer and get that side money. Hey, Rester, I'm trying to tell you, man, that side money will turn into real money. Next thing you know, that's what you're going to be wanting to do. But look at this. Here it is right here. Look. Drones. Put in your information. Here's to do with the drone. There you go. Get it certified. There it is. There it is. That easy. You guys saw me type it in, all that shit. Request information. Here's some phone numbers and all that if you don't look it all up. Yeah. You guys ever looked at all that Zillow and all that kind of stuff, and you guys see all these pictures of the house and the whole property and that? That's done with the drone, guys. Do you think a guy fucking bought a fucking a 500-foot lift and lifted himself up on it, you know, on that bitch and took an aerial picture of the fucking house and the property? Nah, they did it with this. See, some people gotta look outside the box. Outside the box. Maybe I'm just talking to the wrong crowd. Maybe I should have just not even said shit at all. Caesar, the market's already crashing, bro. So let me show you this guy. Actually, I just subscribed to this guy. And I'm going to show you his channel if you guys want to watch him. I don't know him from the Hill of Beans. I just saw him right now and subscribed. So but yeah, guys, like I said, man, every bad thing, there's good things that happen, man.
The commercial drone industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the world. But in order to fly drones for money or business use, you have to have something called a remote pilot certificate. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get it. I've broken the process down into 9 steps for you. The process involves creating some accounts on government websites, taking a 60-question test at a testing center, and you guessed it, filling out a ton of government forms. We'll cover it all in this video. My name is David Young. I'm a licensed FAA advanced ground instructor and the founder of Drone Launch Academy. Let's dive in. The first step out of all the steps is to make sure that you are actually eligible to become a remote pilot in command and get your remote pilot certificate. As far as what a remote pilot certificate is, you can think of it like a commercial driver's license for a drone. There are 3 requirements that the FAA has for you to become a commercial drone operator.
Are we qualified people?
At least 16 years old. I guess they think if you're old enough to safely operate a car, that they think you're old enough to safely operate a drone.
Let me see if you guys even like this kind of shit. How many likes do we have? Do you guys like learning other opportunities of making money? Put a 1 in the chat. If you don't, put a 2 in the chat. Maybe I just want to see where we're at with this shit. Let me see something here. Good brother, did you hit the like button? 17 fucking likes, bro. That's crazy as shit. That's crazy as a motherfucker right there, bro. That's insulting. All right, you guys gonna find out, man. You guys ain't got shit to watch.
The second one is that you have to read, write, understand, and speak English. And this one trips some people up, especially.
Wait a minute. What did he say? So the first thing is you got to be 16 years old.
16 years old. I guess they think if you're old enough to safely operate a car, that they think you're old enough to safely operate a drone. The second one is that you have to read, write, understand, and speak English. And this one.
If you guys don't if you guys appreciate all this shit, how come people don't hit the like button? It's fucking free. Like that shit's crazy. That just shows attendance in my class, as you call it. It just shows attendance. When you guys go to school and the teacher calls your name and say here, like that's all the like button is for me. That's all I ask you guys to ever do. But you have to be able to read, speak, write, and understand English. Why is that, people? Why is that? FAA.
Trip some people up, especially if they're from another country coming to the US and wanting to get the remote pilot certificate. But the reason for this is that English is actually the international language of civil aviation. So anytime you're going to be communicating with the FAA or maybe even talking to the air traffic control towers or someone else involved in the aviation process, everything is done in English, even if you're in a foreign country. And the third and final requirement is that you have to be mentally and physically fit to be able to safely operate a drone. That's a bit.
What did he just say?
Everything is done in English, even if you're in a foreign country. And the third and final.
In English, even if you're in a foreign country, man, it's English. Look at this next thing, though.
Final requirement is that you have to be mentally and physically fit to be able to safely operate a drone. Is done in English, even if you're in a foreign country. And the third and final requirement is that you have to be mentally.
And here's the third thing right here. You have to be mentally and physically fit. Are you guys all those things? Those are 3 things you guys need to get your license, man. That's it. What is wrong, guys, of learning other things besides just doing trucking? We like trucking. Stay doing trucking. You guys can do this shit on the weekends. I mean, I'm going to tell you something right now. When we did that drone footage on that commercial that we did, I think that guy was there for like 3 hours, 4 hours, and he made $2,500. $2,500 for the 4 hours. I know you guys think there ain't no money in this shit, but this shit will shock you. But check your area, because I don't know about your area. But check your area. Check your area. I've been looking at this kind of stuff for a while now. I was looking at this, but I was really looking into getting my helicopter license. Because I want a helicopter.
And physically fit to be able to safely operate a drone. That's a bit subjective, but I think you'll probably know it when you see it. For instance, if you can't see anything and you're blind, it's going to be hard to safely operate a drone because you're not going to know where it is. Also, if you had the unfortunate event of having both your hands chopped off, it's also going to be hard to operate a drone unless you can figure out some type of other method to do it safely. So you have to be mentally and physically fit to fly a drone. They're going to ask you that question when you go to do your application to get the certificate. So they just want you to know that up front. If you're not sure about your specific situation, you could always book a time to speak to an FAA medical examiner. I'll put a link in the description below where you can go and find a medical examiner near you. Now, the second thing.
And really quick, if you guys want to look at this video and click on his links, this is his channel, Drone Launch Academy. It's him right here. Right here. So I'm not going to go through this whole thing, guys. But it's just something to think about, man. It's just something to think about. You know, there's a lot of great things to be making money with situations. With every downfall, some crazy crap, there's always some money to be made. And either you are going to have either an employee mindset or you're going to have an investor mindset. This shit all depends on you. It just all depends on you guys. Like, fuck sitting in the fucking driver chair and say, poor me, I can't believe it, poor me, poor. Fuck that shit. Let me see something. And this was great about YouTube. And this is why I always try to tell people, man. Like, I know truckers on YouTube, they like to just spill a bunch of bullshit drama and the bullshit, right? But as you see, I use YouTube as a tool for information, right? That's why I have the SoCal channel. Because if someone's thinking about getting into trucking or associate with trucking, whatever, they can click on my channel. I got videos on how to operate an RGN, chaining and all that shit. Like, it's all there, right? So YouTube is full of information. Check this video out. So this guy is called UAV Coach. Now, you'll see right here, I'm going to subscribe. There it is. I'm playing their shit. I'm going to subscribe to them. It's just a respect thing. Yeah, I don't think I'll be on for a little while, man.
Hi there. My name is Greg Snell with UAV Coach.
When I get out this motherfucker today, I need you guys to practice on other people or just practice for a little while of how to hit like, because you guys haven't learned that shit yet.
And in this video, we're going to cover how to get your FAA Part 107 drone license in the US. Let's get started.
I just worked on making my video level videos. I pre-recorded early videos for my guys.
Here's what we're going to learn in this video. Why would I need a drone license? How long does it take to get a drone license? What's on the FAA test? How much does that test cost? And how can drones benefit me or my team? So first things first, why would I need a drone license? Why do I need a drone license? If you are looking to fly your drone for hire or for any part of your job, or really for any non-recreational purpose, then you must get a remote pilot certificate from the FAA, the Federal Aviation.
So let me pause this. You do need a license if. You don't need a license if. If you plan on flying a drone for just for fun and shit, in the backyard and bullshit, you do not need a license. Flying a drone for hire, see it's right here, you need a license. See this? You need a license.
Administration under the Part 107 regulations. We also go over this topic in another video titled How to Register Your Drone with the FAA, which you can find linked in the description below. Having an official FAA remote pilot certificate allows you to fly your drone in all 50 US states and territories. Also, once you have it, you need to keep in mind that you must renew the certificate every 2 years. And this is the only drone license certificate available in the US. It's not.
So what have you guys learned? If this is something you guys want to do, it's just like a medical card. Every 2 years, you have to renew this license.
And this is the only drone license certificate available in the US. It's not like a driver's license where you can get different classes for things like commercial vehicles. There is only one drone license, and this is how you get it. Next up, is there a test? And if so, how long does it take? Yes, there is an FAA drone pilot's license test. From the moment you begin studying for the test to actually receiving your FAA remote pilot certificate. It takes most of our students between 4 and 6 weeks. We can break this down into
4 to 6 weeks, guys. 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks, and you'll have your license. SoCal, but I don't want to do that right now. How about you guys go get your different licenses? So if things get worse or something happens, you just look, man. Sometimes life is life, and you just never know situations, right? So I think I'm going to go ahead and study and get my drones license because I see where that's at. I already got the lineup on my guys. I need to, haul the junk and, for the trailers and for the houses and stuff like that. I already got that lined up. So yeah, man. Step 1, find a realtor who's trying to sell a house that's in bad shape. Step 2, offer him or her no job too big. Look, man, it's all about your people skills. I'm telling you. If you go in there hyped up, man, and with a positive vibe, man, people love being around people with positive vibes. If you go in there with a failing mentality, all right, guys, I got a drone license. You guys looking for somebody, fly a drone? Nope. Okay, that's what I thought anyway. And you walk out. Nobody hires those motherfuckers. It don't matter how many licenses you have or what you got going on. Right? The crazy thing is that's why lots of times I get presented with opportunities a lot, because how I am, how you guys are.
3 simple steps.
The first step is to study for the test. There are different ways to study, but we would recommend using our self-paced online course called Drone Pilot Ground School. The second step is to pass the FAA exam. Now, to take this test, you will go in person to a local test center in your area. The third step is to apply for your drone license on the FAA's website.
Okay, so what's on the test? Let's take that one.
License on the FAA's.
So there he goes. There you go. Most of the students spend 15 to 20 hours over a 3-week studying and stuff like that. Now, 15 to 20 hours. You guys driving semi trucks, you guys get 10-hour breaks, right? 10-hour breaks. So, I mean, how much of that do you guys sleep? Next thing is just a 2 hours. 2 hours to take the 60 questions. After passing your test, 15 minutes online application at home, get your temporary cert, 4 to 6 business. So it's 4 to 6 business days after you pass everything. After you pass everything. It's pretty fast.
Website.
Okay, so what's on the test? Let's take that one inside.
The FAA drone license test is made up of 60 multiple choice questions. You'll have 2 hours to complete the test, and you must get 70% or higher.
Damn. 60 questions in 2 hours. So you got a time frame. That shit's crazy as hell. You have a time frame for that shit.
To pass. Now, in order to study and prepare yourself for the test, you must learn the UAS Airman Certification Standards, which has over 120 different concepts. Here are some of the main topics that you'll be tested on. First off is drone laws and the FAA regulations. Then you've got the National Airspace System, reading sectional charts, airport operations, weather and micrometeorology.
I'm not gonna bore you guys no more, man. But you guys see the gist what the fuck I'm trying to tell you guys, right? What up, Anthony? There's a lot of ways to make money, man. A lot of ways to make money. Am I saying quit trucking? Fuck no, man. I'm gonna be in trucking until I can't breathe and walk and talk no more, man. I want to stay in trucking. But I also like doing other things too. What about if you don't want to do it, you want to stay in the truck? What if you find 3 people you want to hire? You start a drone business and you give 3 people scholarships to pass the test and become drone pilots. Then you're still in the truck, right? You got 3 people to do all the work for you, or 2 people or 1 person do all the work for you. All you do is you make phone calls, emails, and all that. Make sure you have something drawn up for your business. And next thing you know, you call your person that you hired, you put them through the school, got them the license, and say, "Hey, Chris, go to whatever. They got some houses they want us to shoot." Next thing you know, that guy, that's all he likes doing is doing that. Now you got a whole nother business started, guys. A whole nother business started. You're still in the truck if you don't want to do it yourself. You got to just look outside the box, man. And I know you guys don't want to do it, man. So I'm out of here, people, man. I'm done, man. It's Friday. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm going to go start my day, man. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And until next time, I will be watching the likes in these videos when it renders. Let me see how you guys appreciate stuff like this. It's the likes that let me know, guys, or other creators. But especially for me, I look at that to find out is that shit I need to be covering more? Or should I not cover that shit ever again because nobody hit the like button? The likes show a lot. It's like, hell yeah. Boom, here's the like button. Show me more of this shit, SoCal. I want to know a little bit more about that. But one thing about this channel, man, I'm just trying to teach you guys stuff. Inside the box, outside the box, around the box. I just want to show you guys, man, about mindsets, man. Mindsets, positive attitude mindsets. So you guys can create a Holloway company. Go hit these damn lenders up, hit these banks up. Next thing you know, you can haul all their stuff out. You're making money. You don't have to do it yourself. You hire a team to do it. It don't cost very much to get going. Your team might already have a fucking pickup truck. You can go rent the motherfucking trailer. It don't cost shit to get this shit going. Just a corporation and a bank account. That's it. All kinds of ways to make money. Why do people get on this motherfucker crying about trucking, how they don't make no money? They want trucking to change. How about you change? How about you change? Your mindset's fucked up. If trucking ain't doing it for you, find something else that does. So, anyway, I appreciate all you guys, man. I appreciate all the members. And I got to get going doing what I'm doing, man. I'm out of here, man. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Till next time.